Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will be talking about local SEO versus social media marketing and which is better for your local service business. So in today's video, we will cover which form of marketing is more cost effective, which has higher quality leads, which brings you more clients, which channel is better long-term, and which channel is generally more consistent. And then finally, what is going to be more profitable for your business. So real quick, my name is Noah Igler, and I've helped over 20 plus home service businesses, among other industries, get more high-paying clients by appearing at the top of Google and other search engines. So just so you know that I know what I'm talking about. Here's a landscaping company I took from practically invisible on Google to ranking top 3 overall. This added around 40 to 50K monthly recurring revenue in jobs, all from SEO. And in the past 30 days, or this was actually 60 days ago, but within 30 days, we brought them 221 phone calls and I got them 51 contact form submissions from the website. That's people saying, here's my name, address, phone number, email. Here's what I want you to do. Here's when I need it. Please contact me. I helped a house cleaning company go from practically zero online presence to, I think, over the course of 10 or 11 months, reach 400 calls this past January, which equated to around 143 new houses cleaned within 1 month. I've also helped a plumber, among many other home service industries, go from invisible to ranking first overall in a 15-mile radius. I don't know why it says 10. And this is bringing them, over 120 to 150 leads every single month. So in today's video, what KPIs are we tracking? New clients, new leads, new calls, new quotes, and LTV to CAC, or LTV, lifetime value, to CAC, customer acquisition cost ratio. So for the sake of today's video, let's ignore vanity metrics like traffic, clicks, impressions, because although these are important as well as rankings, ultimately if they don't equate to more money for your business, the marketing isn't working. So let's jump into the comparison. Apologies on that. Change that to social media. Cool. So local SEO versus social media marketing. Typically, local SEO is higher cost in the beginning, just because to start up SEO, it kind of costs the same as it will a few months in the future. Whereas with social media marketing, you can really start doing it yourself. You can do your own SEO, but it's a little bit trickier, a little bit more time intensive. Other than getting your own reviews, working with an agency is probably the best option here. And it's typically lower cost in the long run because the effects of SEO compound. You can actually decrease your budget once you're ranking pretty well, etc. Whereas with social media marketing, agencies can be as expensive as SEO easily, like 3, 4, 5K a month for your business. And it's also just easier to post yourself than do SEO yourself. So cost, I'm going to give to local SEO. So lead quality. Local SEO has a need-based intent versus more kind of want-based intent with social media marketing. So essentially, if you're posting on social media, you will have high lead quality like SEO. People have already been nurtured by your content. They see you as an authority. Same with SEO because they see your reviews, they see your status. They assume there's perceived authority if you're the first ranking business simply by being at the top. But ultimately, the intent behind local SEO, people searching on Google, is going to be a little bit higher quality than social media marketing. So we're going to give this one to local SEO. I'm going to just circle these as well. Cool. So number of clients. Well, local SEO and social media kind of have similar timelines in terms of, they both kind of start slow and then start compounding over time. But with local SEO, there is typically a higher leads to client conversion ratio, meaning that, if you got 500 phone calls in 2 months with local SEO and 500 phone calls in 2 months with social media marketing, ultimately more of these leads are likely to convert because of that need-based intent up here. So there's typically also less leads with social media. That's another thing to note. So I'm going to go with local SEO for this one. And guys, I am biased. I do have a local SEO company. Obviously, I work in local SEO, but I'm totally a big fan of social media. I think it's, just as good as local SEO for some industries. But these are my genuine thoughts. So in terms of lead warmth, I'm gonna say they're about the same. Just because ultimately, like we talked about right here, the people are already nurtured by your content. Similar with local SEO, the people are already nurtured by your reviews, by your authority being the first ranking business. So both people kind of have a perceived value in you, and perceive authority from your business. So we're gonna give that one a tie. I'll just do that. Cool. Short term versus long term time frame. So local SEO, I'm gonna be honest here. It's quicker results than social media, and usually local SEO is kind of the long term play, which is surprising because here's the deal with social media. It takes a lot of time and a lot of content testing to actually crack the algorithm, whereas with local SEO, it's consistent. You can use a working strategy and it will work for most local service businesses. And it's relatively predictable depending on the market competition, obviously. So quicker results with local SEO, surprisingly enough. And then, once the effects of SEO compound, it's an incredible long-term play because once you're that first ranking business, you'll be getting so many leads consistently month after month because people will just continue to find your business at the top. Content, longer timeline to see results, but it also does have that compounding effect like we talked about over here. So ultimately, I'm going to side with local SEO here with the caveat that, content, social media content also has an incredible kind of compounding effect. So it's an incredible long-term play. And, if you're interested in both, depending on your industry, I would say do both at the same time. Cool. Consistency. So social media is going to be less consistent than local SEO. There's always people searching, and there's always people on social media. But when we talk about that intent, it's need-based versus want-based. So, while SEO is very consistent, and I'm going to give it to SEO here, it is more consistent than social media marketing. It is still seasonal. So, during the winter, not many people are going to be searching for landscaping. And whereas, if you're pushing out landscaping content from the current season, ultimately you might get more phone calls from here during the off season. So I'll actually give this one a 50-50. I've just absolutely butchered this drawing here. But what you guys all care about, LTV to CAC ratio. How much money will a client make you compared to how much money did it cost you to acquire that client? So SEO, I will say, has a higher LTV client on average than the social media people. The reason for that is, and the psychology behind this is, people who choose companies, local businesses based off social media are like, oh, let's use that guy on social media. Let's use that pressure washing guy that always does those cool transformation videos. And then they use you once, and then they might realize they don't actually need it in the future, or they realize you're not actually that good. You just make yourself look good on social media. So there's a lot of risk there. Whereas with SEO, it's pest control near me, pressure washing near me, best pest control company in Pasadena, Texas, whatever it is. So they do have a similar customer acquisition cost, because ultimately they can kind of cost the same thing over time, or at least similar things, similar range. But it's going to have to be LTV to CAC ratio going to local SEO here. So I'm going to choose local SEO. That is pretty much a wipe for local SEO. Ultimately, for local service businesses, this is going to be your like best, most like valuable asset, even more than a huge social media following, is a Google business profile with a crap ton of Google reviews that are really good, with a great rating, hopefully over like 4.6, 4.7 stars, and a really well-ranking website. You can essentially get an infinite amount of leads as long as you maintain those rankings. So guys, I hope this video was helpful. If you did find it helpful, please drop a like and subscribe to my channel below. I'll be putting out so much content about local SEO and local business marketing for service businesses in the next few months, so stay tuned for that. If you have any questions about what we talked about in this video, or just anything about SEO in general, drop them in the comment section below. And if you do want help getting more phone calls for your local service business, book a free consultation with me at the first link in the description, and I will help you build a custom strategy for your business to get those phone calls that you need. So guys, take care.